Hello, 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 hello. Everything is a mess because I came out here and I was like, I will come out here and organize stuff, and then nothing worked. So I spent 10 minutes getting everything working, and now I can organize the mess, but it's past the time where I'm live, so I have to be live. Otherwise the algorithm does not like it. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday. Oh yeah, you're part of the Gundam. You're part of the Gundam. What are you? I don't know what you're from. You can go over here. Mike is rubbing my chin. I'm back. It's been a bit. It has been, oh man, it's been a little bit since the last stream. It has been last Tuesday was the last YouTube stream, I believe. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone's having a Friday-tastic day. I have this stupid mirror I keep moving around, and I'm just gonna throw it out, but I keep forgetting to throw it out, so I just keep putting it on stuff, and then stuff gets piled on it, and then I forget to do something with the mirror. I gotta get rid of it at some point. I think I used it for like a prop or something. Sadly, you're at work. That's no good, but work leads to money, and you can use money to buy very important things like food, housing, gifted memberships, the essentials. Just the essentials, just the essentials. Just the essentials. And that too, if you're into that, and it's legal. Does the shirt change colors? I mean, we got several colors on it. We got black, we got white, we got red, we got yellow, we got green. That's about it. Why do I have my hammer out? Why can't I hold all these tubes? Right, let's do the lemon meme. 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 If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Ready? Wait, I gotta, or the lime meme, the lime holding meme. Where is it? This guy. This guy. Happy Friday, Protofab. There we go, this image. Okay. So, no, just open image in new tab. There we go. Okay. So we have this. So, okay, so it's the left arm, because it's the left arm, and then I do that, and then it's like, hold it like that, and it's just like, okay. Venture XL and Stealth Changer. If you're wondering why I have so many tube compacts, Venture XL and Stealth Changer. Also, Luke's Lab's a good guy. I have an affiliate link for them, and I don't have it saved on this computer, so I can't share it. But I do have an affiliate link for Luke's Lab. Use code Canuck. Save 5%, Luke's Lab. I don't think I have the link on this. That doesn't look like anything. I don't think I have the actual link on this computer, but 5% Luke's Lab, code Canuck. There you go. What's everyone up to? What's everyone up to? Why is, okay, the mouse is doing mouse things again. This is a new mouse. This is a new mouse and it's doing mouse things again. What is going on here? I'm just gonna get a hardwired mouse out here. I'm just gonna go with hardwired mice from now on. I'm this close to running downstairs and grabbing my old gaming mouse. These are literally new mice. Like these are new mice. It's a new mouse. Okay, and it's back. This is so annoying. It's like you work and then you don't work. I'm wondering if there's something, yeah, like look at that. That is consistent movement across the screen. I'm gonna go grab a plug-in mouse. 1 second. I'm sorry guys. This is just being a butt. I have a plug-in-able mouse somewhere. There's a plug-in-able mouse. How's the print coming? Print's coming good. Okay, you want to be like that? You want to be like that. You're getting that. There we go. There we go. You know what? You want to be like that? Want to be like that? There we go. Look at that DPI. Why can't I hold all this DPI? It's a G502 Hero. My old one that's like worn out. Okay, quit making the noises. Oh my God. I turned the computer off for the first time in a long time because I'm like, I'm gone for the weekend. I won't need this computer. I'm gonna turn it off. That way it can do like Windows updates and be all happy. And no, I come back and it's just butt. Computer is butt. Yeah. Of course computer is butt. Hi camera, I gotta move you. I actually gotta get at the computer. Okay. There we go. I don't know what you're seeing. What do you see? What are you seeing? Hey, look, it's my garage door. Look at my weed whacker. Okay. Jeez, more cables everywhere. There we go. Keyboard works. Keyboard works. Okay, we're good. Keyboard works. There we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. What? It's just one of those days. It's just one of those days. It is just one of those days. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. We are back from 3D Printopia. It is the monthly member contest stream. Not every month, but going forward, every couple of months, we're going to be doing community contests. Basically, this is the trial one, and then in November we'll do another one, and then if we get good responses and it's good content and people like the contest, we'll keep doing them. If we have low engagement and people aren't interested, it'll eventually get weeded out. I'm trying to figure out what content we can kind of shift stuff around with, and this is one of the things I want to try. V2.4 needs a new board, and I have to move everything in the electronics department. I mean, at least you don't have to mechanically rebuild the printer. Like, what is this? Members only live stream. No, why would I change my live stream to members only? YouTube, oh my God, YouTube keeps changing stuff that nobody asks for. Like, I swear there's a guy who works at YouTube that my job is to take stuff that people already know how it works and they like it and change it. So, okay, so we have that. Also, I picked up some goodies from Pretty Solid. So this is one of them. I gotta put it over here though. So what's going on today? What is going on today? Well, there's a hair in my shirt. First things first, we gotta print some stuff. We have to print some stuff. We're gonna be putting a tube in the Venture XL tomorrow. So the first thing we're gonna do today is print some parts for the tube so we can mount it in the Venture XL. So that's gonna be the first thing we do. That's gonna be the first thing we do today. And then, was this always in view? Was this tower of filament always in view? I'm trying to figure out if I bumped the camera. I might have bumped the camera. We're gonna get that printing, then we're gonna go through the community contest. We're gonna pick out our winners, we're gonna vote on them, we're gonna give out the prizes for those that are wondering. If you enter for the community contest, there are 2 categories. The winners will each receive either a hat or a shirt off of the merch store, along with a spool of filament from POLYMAKER. Next contest, I'm gonna see about getting some bigger prizes to hopefully spur more entries. But I don't, the problem is, you don't want the prize being too good because then you get too many tryhards. Does that make sense? Like, you want it to be a good prize, but you don't want the prize being so big that you get people that like just show up for the contest, right? We want this to be a community contest. We want a good chance. Also, I love the new Pantheon stuff. I can move it. Is this the right one? Yeah, watch. I want to move it there. I want my bed to come down. They have a touchscreen where you can move around. I just updated the firmware on this. So I can, instead of having to do like G1 whatever, it's like, I want the tool head to go over there. I want the tool head to go over there. I want the tool head to go over there. In the middle. I love it. Okay, temperature, glass-filled nylon. And now, Pantheon slicer. Because we need to print some filament. And not just any filament. We need to print some pfs. So we have some pfs we gotta print. Not the GF20 stuff. We are saving the GF20 stuff for a special project. We're gonna be trying to design some drone frames on Twitch, and we're gonna see how that goes. But for now, I just have the GF10 stuff. We need to print some tube holders. We need to print some tube holders. So we will do that right now. Tea kettle front and rear. Orientation. I believe these have been PR'd into the actual official Stealth Changer repo now. I believe they have. If not, they are on their way. I checked, they were PR'd in, but they weren't approved because of orientation. You have to have your parts orientated properly. So at some point they will be PR'd in, but I don't know exactly when. Okay, that's the wrong filament. Glass fiber nylon. But I want, I don't know why it removes those presets. Install. Finish. There we go. Default. Filament settings. Dang it, I don't know what's going on here. Glass fiber nylon. Glass fiber nylon. Now go back to the back to my filament. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to. So glass fiber nylon, we got that. We got that. Filament settings. I think it was 330 we printed this at last time. I'm trying to remember what settings works best for filament. 310 to 350, 80 to 90 bed. So I think we did like 90 bed. It was like 90 bed. Other layers, 85. And then I think we did 335 and 310. I'm trying to remember. And we are going to call this PPS. PP. There we go. Okay. So Kraken is fun. Kraken's nice. I like the Kraken. So this is the mount for the, or sorry, this is not the, this is the tube mount that we're printing for the, yeah. Will these be annealed? I may anneal them, I might not. I'm not super concerned, simply for the fact that the printer is not enclosed yet, and then we will eventually enclose it. So I'm not planning to print anything hotter than ABS on this printer. I'm hoping this month to find somewhere that I can get ACM panels made for that. If you live in Southern Ontario or know anyone who's in Southern Ontario, and by Southern I mean like south of Chatham, and you know anyone who does ACM panels, reach out. I need to get some custom ACM panels made. Otherwise, I'm going to just throw a blanket over it or something. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have this giant bin of leftover filament from the Gundam, or not filament, support material from the Gundam, and it's just been collecting. It's just been on the floor here. This bin has just been floating around my garage for like months now, and I have no idea what to do with it. Because what am I going to do with a bin of support material I can't, you know, recycle? I'm just going to throw it out this week, I think. Okay, that's that. Okay, load. There we go. Okay, temperature, cool down, extrude, we'll do extrude, and then retract. There we go. There we go. Make an evil ball pit out of it. That would be evil. That would be deliciously evil. Okay. Export G-code. Save. Where is the Pantheon? There is the Pantheon. Upload print. Kettle. I don't know why the frame rate is so... I gotta play around with the camera. Can we get better cameras? I just updated the firmware on here the other day, so I have no idea what the... adaptive... Let's just do MPEG streamer. It just likes being not fast. Then again, this printer's been on for a while, so maybe the printer's just having a moment. Printer might be having a moment. It's transferring the file, though. It's transferring the file. Okay. Once that gets going, we will start going through the community contest entries. I do not have anything set up for this. So normally in the past, why can't I hold all these tubes? Normally in the past, I have like a template made up for these community contest streams where I have a special scene. We're totally just raw dogging it today, and we're just gonna use Discord and just full screen. And then I will just make a note of which ones we like, and then we will do the thing. How we do this, if you've never been around for a community contest before, if you're new to the channel, we used to do these, I think 2013, we did them throughout the year. Basically, I pick the finalists, however many finalists I think are finalists, I pick, and then you guys vote on the winners. That's basically how we roll. Nothing too fancy there. What happened with taking Gundam across the border? Oh, well, we will get into that all after. We're gonna do the community contest first, and then we'll do the 3D Printopia recap, okay? So what I can have you do is the Discord itself. I did a quick little scroll through of the contest entries. I don't think we have any like not safe for work. We don't have a lot of entries. Honestly, we do not have a lot of entries in this month's community contest, unfortunately. So it's probably gonna go by pretty quick. But what I can have you do is, you cannot comment on these, but what you can do, everyone join the Discord if you haven't, go to the community contest page and start putting thumbs up on things you like. Just like, not everything, but like the stuff you like, put a thumbs up. And then that way I can get a little community feedback as we go through that. Didn't know this was happening. I mentioned it every stream. I mentioned it like almost every stream, either at the beginning or the end of every stream. And I added everyone in the Discord several times. So you gotta join the Discord to get all the notifications. Because, you know, mentioning it on stream, it's, yeah. And I can't remember if I made a YouTube community post. I might have made a YouTube community post too. So, what a pain in the butt. Freaking paperwork. Wife needs is trying to renew her passport, and she went in and they're like, yeah, your birth certificate's invalid. And she's like, what do you mean it's invalid? I've used this for everything for the past, my entire life. And they're like, you have a piece of tape on it. She's like, what? There's like, you know, birth certificates are paper. For those that are wondering why birth certificates are paper, it's so if they get lost, they just fall apart, right? That way you don't lose it on the street like credit cards. Like birth certificates are supposed to be destroyed. They're supposed to be something that you keep in a safe at home and you only use when you need it. Anyways, long story short, she needed to renew her passport, and there's an itty bitty piece of tape on it because like a corner ripped off like 15 years ago and she taped it back on. And apparently now that's not allowed. So she has to renew all her shit. Which is super annoying because I think some of it still has her maiden name on it. So yeah, that sucks. Okay. I don't have any filament or printer set up for print PLA. What mama don't know, don't hurt her. I made that kind of obvious in the when I announced the contest, and everything was basically like, what mama don't know, don't hurt her for this contest. So if you print something and you know, the mechanical properties of ABS weren't needed, the whole point was basically a generic print out of generic PLA, right? So anyways, coming out to check that. Yeah, the Proton was fun. If you are a channel member or Patreon supporter, or if you're lucky and somebody gives you a channel membership before the end of the stream today, the next video will be Chube and something else. I got to finish editing it, but Chube and something else from 3D Printopia, or the mini Chube. So if you want to see a video with about, let me pull one out here because I have a bunch of them, about the mini Chube, the chubey, if you will, if you want to see a video about this, that'll be tomorrow on the channel, or hopefully tonight if you're a supporter. Discord name, I stopped doing that. The amount of people that were complaining about the fact that we were picking a fun name for the Discord every month was actually a substantial enough people complained that we're gonna stop that. I thought it would be fun to every month we would pick a name for the Discord, just for funsies. And yeah, some people really didn't like that. So why are you purging so much, Step Printer? It is literally just going back and forth purging. Like, do we have a failed G code here or something? Oh, what are you doing? I updated the firmware on here, but why are you, what is going on here? What is going on here? Machine. Oh my God. I'm trying to get to the community contest. Macros, is there? Oh my God. Okay. Macros. Start. Where is the print start? Is there a print start? Start. Preheat. What filament purge? Maybe this is it? Why are you purging so much? Like, it could be a thing. Honestly, it could be a thing. Because it's new filament, it might assume that all the filament that was in the Bowden tube is wet. And it might be, why is it purging so much? What is going on? Oh, no, it's still going. What are you doing here? Yeah, purge macro. Oh, are you done? Okay. Home? I'm sorry, I have no idea what it's doing. I just updated the firmware on here and it's like doing its own thing. Okay. Now you're cooling down to probe the bed. Okay, so it's going back to that. Oh my God. Isn't it fun when you update the firmware on an industrial level machine and it starts behaving differently and you're like, I have no idea what's going on here. All I know is I just turned I just made a lot of spaghetti. I mean, this isn't actually a lot of filament, and I guarantee you I know exactly what it is. This machine prints a lot of specialty filaments, and for those that have ever printed a lot, who've been involved in 3D printing, you know that some materials, if you print with them and then you stop the print or the print finishes, the filament that's like left in the Bowden tube gets funky. PLA gets really brittle. PETG sucks up a lot of moisture because it's in a hot environment that's now cooling when a print finishes. So they probably, because again, this machine is designed for industrial applications where the shit that comes off of this goes on a rocket ship. They probably have it set to do like purge out the whole Bowden tube now. Which I guarantee you that's exactly probably what it is. It probably is purging out the entire Bowden tube's worth of filament. So it has fresh filament for the print. I guarantee you that's what that is. I'm gonna have to look into disabling that because I am not wasting that much filament. But that's like one of those things you don't think about at all until you're printing shit for rocket ships. Okay. I need a drink, and now we're gonna have our community contest. I'm gonna do the community contest. Let me get up Paint. Let me get up the super advanced tracking software that we use to judge entries. Save as PNG. You are gonna be, what are the two categories we have? Fancy AF and Smart. So we got Fancy AF. I can't save to this PC. We'll save it to Documents. Fancy AF. Okay. Paint. And File, Save as PNG Smart. There we go. So we got that. We got that. That is doing a bed mesh. Are you doing the whole bed? You are probably still doing the whole bed. Cool. My Switchwire did that this morning. It's not going on a rocket ship. I mean, you can buy the PC CF rocket ship version, space grade filament. Is it too late? Yes, it's too late. I have to lock entries when I go live because we are live. And I'm looking at something that anyone could upload something to if I don't lock it. I gotta play it safe. All right. Welcome to the 2025 Community Challenge, okay? The theme this week is 50 grams of PLA. That's right, exactly, with 50 grams or less of standard PLA. Nothing fancy, no flexible blends, generic box standard PLA. No, this material properties wise only. So what I meant was, like, if you just printed a doodad, it being made in PETG, if that doesn't affect it at all, you're fine. But if you tried to print something like, I needed the material properties of TPU to make it squishy, that wouldn't count. So you were allowed to print not PLA, but it just, you know, it had to be PLA material properties. So what I mean, like, you know, this being printed in ABS doesn't affect anything if it was printed in PLA, PETG, or ABS. But something, you know, if you come up and you go, look at this PLA, look how flexy it is. Yeah, no. So I had a lot of questions about this, but I thought I made it pretty clear. But anyways, two categories, Fancy AF, 3D print something with 50 grams or less, artistic, printed place model, dice tower, blah, blah, blah. So basically just something fancy and 50 grams or less, coolest thing wins, and Smart. Yeah. Tallest 50 gram print, 50 grams, I can hold a kilogram, whatever, something like that. Good luck, have fun. Basically, I do not run these contests very strictly. It's kind of like, we're not letter of the law, it's spirit of the law kind of thing. Okay? That's the whole point, is basically, hey, just kind of vibe with it, right? I'm not going to be super anal about the rules. There's no point. This is a fun community contest. So we don't really have a lot of entries this month, unfortunately. So we're probably going to go through this pretty quick. I don't know how many people entered in each category or what, but the winners are going to get something. So, hey, if you're like, shit, I should have entered. Well, shit, you should have entered. Is what it is what it is. Vibe printing is a thing. I don't know. Everything's vibes now, right? I mean, remember, for my Americans in the audience, if the government doesn't show up in 15 minutes, you don't have to pay your taxes, right? If the government doesn't show up in 15 minutes, you don't have to pay your taxes. Just vibe everything now. Everything's just vibes. Vibe coding, vibe governing, vibe vibing. It's all just vibes. All right. So, not sure what category to put this in, but here's the entries for the mini spools I use for sample and color inventory, scale down. So these are just 50. I love this because it's like print 50 grams of PLA, and this is 50 grams of PLA. This is such a dumb entry, and I love it because it is exactly what the contest was, which is print 50 grams of PLA. And he brought out the fancy scale, totally used for measuring small quantities of stuff extremely accurately that he just happened to have. I have one too. I don't know where I put it though. Is it in this drawer? No. I don't know where I put my powder scale, but anyways. So yeah, exactly 50 grams of filament. So there's 50 grams of PLA. I think these make fun little keychain things. I think somebody makes keychains. I'm a stickler for the rules. We're here to have fun. That's basically the whole idea, is we're just here to have fun. And basically that. October, we're not gonna do a community contest. October, we're gonna do a projects. So just kind of share what you're working on right now, and then we'll make a stream where we just go through and look at everyone's projects for like the month or whatever. So what I might do is alternate between like, show us what you're working on and contest months. Trying to make Fridays more community centric. So the goal is to try and do a community thing every Friday on this channel. I'm entering this in the fancy AF category as I wasn't sure myself if it would actually print up to 50 grams as I'm running a little box here and have extra filament. So what is this here? So is this one of those, oh, it's a little pistol. Or correction, YouTube. It is a plastic accelerating device. It is a plastic accelerating device. Did you design this yourself? It's a different designer. Where'd the entry go? Reject all. Wait, does it have a magazine? Like you just fill this up with little. Oh, it strips off. Okay, I gotta print this.
We learned a longer barrel doesn't help. Tried adding bearings for backspin and proved with slow motion shots into water that it really works. The goal is to make the backspin fully printed and even adjustable.
So if you remember, Mark Rober did a video where they designed, what are they called? Like integrity, or not, like.
The idea was that if the bottom roller turned more smoothly than the top one, it would create a difference that would cause backspin.
Like remember, you don't get points for designing it. You just get points for printing it. I love this. I love the strip for reloading it. That is so cool.
I also redesigned the trigger, separating the spring completely, so it's no longer fully print in place.
Like the fact that you can have a mechanism, a print in place spring mechanism like that is insane.
I'll share this version so you can try it out too. And as always, I'd love to hear your ideas for making the backspin.
That is cool. That is cool. That is really cool. I may have to print that. Download STLs. Select 3 image. What the frick is this shit? With. Okay. Give me the files. There we go. Frickin' make a world. Okay. That is pretty cool. Okay, so that's fancy AF. I wish you rounded off the corners. The corners are pretty rounded off. Compliant mechanism, that's what it is, compliant mechanisms. And the springs will wear. Yeah, but then you just, you print new ones. You just print new ones. So it does come in under 50 grams, so that does count. And that's with everything all up. That's pretty cool. Here's my entry for the fancy AF category. Is a model of a tooth from a giant extinct sperm whale called the Leviathan. Melville Leviathan. Is one of the largest tooths, one of the few animals that could take on a megalodon win. Couldn't find the model, so I made my own in Blender. Ooh, so they designed their own. That is a big tooth. 42 grams. What is it, a vase mode? Yeah, vase mode. That is a big tooth. Holy shit. Is that, I'm assuming that's a... Where is it? I know I have you in here somewhere. So if that's a standard bottle of wine, that's about that big. That's pretty cool. It doesn't look too fragile, too. That's cool. That's cool. Didn't look that big in the whale's mouth. I know. Well, whales are big. I gotta drink this wine. I've had it chilling out here for a while. It's been in the fridge. How's the print coming? Printingly? Printingly. If this isn't fancy AF, I don't know what. 50 grams of the finest ultra satin gold PLA. Fuzzy skin, Hilbert curved top infill, some random hat for scale. So that's about that big. Please tell me you shared the STL. Okay, you did share the STL. I love that. And the STL is there. Print at 120%, 4 walls, 6 top, 5 bottom, 15% infill to be true. Comments. Somebody made their own. That's cool. That's funny. That's funny. Print 50 grams. Well, I mean, that's what the first entry is. The first entry is literally 50 grams of PLA. So here's how it works. Again, you pick the winners. I picked the finalists. You guys pick the winners. Industry and PLAs were out. Yeah, material properties of PLA. Okay, fancy AOS. You guys love picking words that play with my speech impediment, eh? Lysigus. This 250 by 250. So what is this? It's just art? It's art. Okay. I mean, it would be kind of cool to print a couple of these and use them for wall art. What I need to do is we need something with nano. We need to do that EL wires stuff in the basement. What is it? What is it though? Like, I know it's art. Does it mean something? Or is it just art? One art, please. Scan my shark jaws. Okay. Fancy, yeah. Oop, waiting on that. Fancy entry remix, most current thing from scratch. Everyone likes flexies, and mine are cute and easy to print. There's no bridges in the joints. Modeled my own print-in-place hinges that are thin, saving filament and strong at the same time. Yes, the way the dog isn't on the website. My small prints are only 22 grams, so you can make 2 sets with the 50 grams limit. Smart entry, self-designed. Phone holder smart, because it's used own custom threads designed for FDM. The print is medium size for thick electronics. Okay, so they designed 2 things. So we have some flexies here. So we got axolotl. I'm gonna have to print this. My little guy loves axolotls right now. We got that. And then we have a phone holder. So what's the point of the screws? Oh! Oh! So you designed a compact phone holder. 50 gram phone holder. That's clever. That's clever. That's clever. That's the only entry in Smart so far. So hopefully you don't win by default. 2 sideways, 1 on the X and 1 on the Y, different frequencies. Oh, okay. Smart is basically like design something, like making use of the 50 grams in like a design thing. Like, again, the categories are not super rigid. It's like either something fancy like this or like, you know, a bracket to hold my camera mount or a camera mount or something. Like those are the 2 categories. Basically, either just print something or engineering something. Egg. I was hoping we would see more print in place stuff. I'll be honest. Because the fancy AF, I'll be honest, it's not hard to just take a model. And I said this when I announced the contest. It's not hard just to take something and scale it and print it at 50 grams. That's not really that impressive. It's how can you take advantage of that? Or you just print 50 grams of PLA and make it funny. So you have to do something to stand out. 18 grams of filament and 12 magnets. It's a fidget toy? Oh! I get it. To be fair, this does break the rules because it's supposed to be PLA only and you have magnets in it. But it's re-breakable Kit Kat bars. It's re-breakable Kit Kat bars. But unfortunately, the rule is like just PLA only and you added magnets. So it does get DQ'd, but I do give you props for... This is probably a fun desk toy. Give them a break. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Kit Kats. Yes, Kit Kats. I don't know what you call them in other countries. Here we call them Kit Kats. It's a Kit Kat bar. Give them a break. Okay, I had to resize to get it to flow, but I'm using these to put gifts and trinkets in for kids because I left the stream to meet weight. Ooh, that's a shiny apple. Also, I love using the resin drying booth and curing booth for your rotating stand, if that's what this is. I've used mine for the same. Unless that's a... Oh, is that like a little thing you set up for a white box? You printed on its side. Really? Is it 2 separate halves? Where's the seam? Where's the seam? There's the seam. Right there. Right there's the seam. I did not realize there was a seam on this. That's clever. That explains how you got that print quality there. That explains how you got the leaf quality, because otherwise that would be an overhang pain in the butt. That makes a lot of sense. Ah, clever. It's 2 halves, so it could be open. What holds it together? Is it just like a hinge or a piece of, I think I see something there. But is it just a hinge? Ornamental apple. Okay. I mean, that'd be pretty cool for like, yeah, little gifts and whatnot. The BB accelerator used a bearing. Anyways, again, you guys pick the winners. Were they at the weight? I mean, to be fair, you could have printed a bearing. Do you need a bearing in this for it to work? Anyways. Are we like near the end? Yeah, we're near the end. Oof. Yeah, we don't have a lot of entries this month, unfortunately. Can ring holders. And they designed it on their own. Sport. I don't see no barons. I don't see no barons. Open the pantry to Kit Kats for Christmas gifts. Yeah, the Kit Kat thing is kind of interesting. So it's just a little mason jar holder. 50 grams. What did you, oh, V0. I'm like, what printer did you print this on that it's this big? And it's like, oh, it's a V0. Okay, so we had the contest extended because Tuesday I had no voice. What is that, a drain cleaner plug? Kind of forgot that this counts as smart. Is a custom made light blocking cap for my parents' hydroponic setup for when they have an empty slot and they want to block the light from the stem. Oh, so this is like you put this in the, for those that don't know, hydroponic, you have like a tube and then you have a bunch of tubes coming out and you just like, you got to block the ones that aren't being used. Ah, that's clever. Little efficient design. Yeah, it's under 50 grams for sure. Like you only need one. Eastman used to test models since 70% under 44 grams. I just had 20% version used 3 grams. Yeah, so you just rescaled it. An Eastman model. Eastman models are always good. Hard to complain with Eastman models. Roots don't like light. Yes. And then I think this is the last one, which is a drain plug. This is something I would be very hesitant about using IRL in any sort of long-term capacity. I love the fact that it's a compliance device. So I think it's a compliance device, so it pops in. I think that's what this is. It does pop in and lock in. Yeah, it does snap in. But who can tell me why I would be hesitant to use a 3D printed object for this kind of thing? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Who can tell me why I would be hesitant to use a 3D printed object in a bathtub type environment? Yeah, between Techmaster and Lazy Monk combined, you got the answer. Bacterial growth. The problem with 3D prints, filament in of itself is probably not too bad for you. Let's be honest. A little bit of PLA ain't gonna hurt you, okay? The problem with filament is its layer lines. You are stacking layers with voids and gaps and little crevices. Moisture builds up in those, and little bacteria and bugs and all kinds of bad shit loves that. That's why you can 3D print cookie cutters. I've done it. They are single use only. You use them once, and when you're done, you throw them out because you can't clean them properly. It is very hard to clean a 3D printed object to food grade standards. Same with, because it comes up, insertables. Same reason. You do not 3D print that shit. Anything that touches stuff that goes in the body or goes in the body, you don't want to 3D print unless you know exactly what you're doing. I'm not saying you can't do it, but a very good rule of thumb is don't do it. Something like this for a little quick, you know, I printed this quick just to use it for once and then we threw it out. Fine. Is what it is. But like, oh, I 3D printed a drain plug and it's been in my drain for months. That's probably gonna get a little nasty. You're gonna get a little nasty. Even I would be like acetone smoothing, like you could seal it. There are ways to seal these things. There is proper ways to go about sealing it, but it is still something I would be very about. Just be careful. Just be careful, or buy something properly made. But for like in a pinch, this works. So just be careful. Just be careful. Just be careful. I believe there are some plastics you can print it out of that you can then boil it. But then after you boil it, you still have water ingress, especially when it's boiled because stuff expands because of the heat difference. It's one of those things. It's like anything used for food, consider it single use only. Anything, and just nothing that goes in the body. Simple as that. That's usually my rule of thumb, and it's been, you know, I'm already swimming with micro. Then again, we're all swimming with microplastics anyways. So, speaking of microplastics, we are going to be doing the draw in a second. Look at my shoes. Big Tree Tech hooked me up after the show. They had at their booth some of their 3D printed shoes and flip-flops, and these happen to be my size. So these have been my like indoor shoes for when I stream and whatnot for like since I got back from 3D Printopia, and they are comfy. I'm not gonna lie, these are the first pair of 3D printed shoes I've ever had. They're not perfect. I did have the heel already break on me. Trying to slip them on without putting them on properly. I broke the heel on it. But for just standing around, probably gonna try and fix it with super glue. I believe TPU heals up with, it's like Morphex. It's their Morphex filament. But I should be able to fix that with like super glue, I think. I think you can super glue TPU together pretty good. But yeah, they've been super comfy. They've been super comfy. Okay, so this is gonna be a pretty easy contest for you guys to pick the winner. For the smart category, we have the drain plug. Ooh, Andrew Rogers, $10 for the Friday fun. We have these guys. And then what else do we have for smart? That one's pretty cool. And then we have the, we'll go with the phone holder. Go with the phone holder. Because I think they designed it. So the fact that, oh God, that is huge. There we go. Scaling, what's scaling? Because I think they designed it. Their own custom threads, yeah, so they did design it on their own. So that you get, in my opinion, props. You don't have to design your own stuff, and I don't like having contests where like, because I know CAD design is one of those things that it's really hard for people, like not everyone can do CAD, but I like doing contests that anyone can enter. So having you have to design something, you're obviously gonna be at a disadvantage against, you know, person who works at Siemens who designs, you know, nuclear reactors all day. So it's nice to have contests that anyone can win. But if you do design your own thing instead of just, I went and found something and printed it, in my opinion, that does give you a little bit of a leg up. It is what it is. Okay. New contest should be, what can you print with 500 grams? I think the November contest will be props and cosplay because it's Halloween and I don't want to do it. Normally in the past when we did these contests, we did the props and stuff like during October. But I think doing it as the November contest will be cool because then you've finished everything. Like you can enter stuff you've already finished for Halloween. So that's gonna be November. October, we're not gonna do a contest. We're gonna try another one in November and hopefully we get more entries next time, get more engagement. Happy 4.5 metric year anniversary. Yes, those metric years, dang the French. Okay. So I think those are the 3 entries that you guys are going to vote on for the smart category. Is these 3 guys. Okay, so we got plug, phone holder. Okay, now we need to figure out 3 entries for the fancy AF. I'm sorry, this one I just love. I just love this one because it's such a, I'm not saying it's a dumb entry, but it is exactly what the contest is, which is print 50 grams of filament and impress me. And I found it super funny. So it don't impress me. It don't take much to impress me. And then do we have anything else that is, this one was pretty cool. This one I like. Oop, I forgot to. 50 gram. We might have more than, I think we could do 4. I think I'm allowed to have 4 entries for the draws. What other, we need 2 more. I really like the apple. Go with the apple. Yeah, you can do 4. Okay. Do the apple. And then I think we'll do this one because they designed their own thing. Was a dino tooth. So those are our 4 for that one. Okay. So let me hide chat on this screen. Make a zoom in. I think there's a way to hide that. Okay, anyways. Text. Red. Need to make this big as shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. For your presidential library, not related to the contest, €5. Cheers, or sorry, is that euro? Yeah, it's euro. Cheers, Thomas, for the €5. Remember, best way to support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do is consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. That way other people get to hang out when we do cool, fun, community-only stuff. Fancy AF winner. Okay, so number 1 is 50G letter of the law. Okay, number 2 is 50 gram. Option 3. Andrew Rogers gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. PLA Apple. And number 4 is Toothy. There we go. Is that how you spell Toothy? I don't know if that's how you spell Toothy, but those are our 4 entrants for the fancy AF category. We have 50 grams of PLA, letter of the law. We got 50 gram, the wrapper. We got Pla Apple, not Tim Apple, not Steve Apple, Pla Apple. And then we have what's it called? A megalodon eater tooth thing. There you go. Those are your entries. I will give you like 2 or 3 minutes to vote, and then the winner will be the winner. And the winner will be the winner. I have a creator account for some unknown reason. I screwed up on Google Plus and remerged, so I can't get gifted memberships. Maybe you can't. I have no idea. You're green, so you're already a member. Smoking Joe. Anyone? Andrew, I got back Tuesday. I had like no voice. Wednesday and Thursday I did Twitch streams. We finished up the goof almost, so that was fun. But we have to do the decals on it. We might do that Sunday, I think. How's this print coming along? Coming along quite printingly. Anyone else have a stream hiccup? Nothing on my end. Nothing on my end. Or things. Dude, okay, so once we're done the contest here, we will, if somebody has a photo bucket account, there's a photographer going around 3D Printopia taking photos. He does it every year. Does anyone have a link to his page? Because I'm horrible at taking photos. I have some videos, and obviously I live stream from the event, but it would be nice to go through some photos. So if anyone has like a photo bucket link or something for pictures from the event, can you share it in the Discord? so we can watch it, or so we can have something to reference while we go through it all. Okay, I will give 1 minute. I'll go till 12:10. I think we have a pretty obvious winner, though. Yeah, I think, unless vote now, everyone go vote right now if you haven't. If you're in chat, go vote. There's 150 of you in chat. Less of you have liked the smash button, and not even like a third of you have voted. Participate. Participate in the contest. Do this now, and you will be rewarded with more participation in the contest. Okay, we're gonna end it there. So yeah, 50 grams of plow win. So our winner is Mike. This one. The very first entry, because it was the funniest entry, I think. And I think a lot of people found it funny. I know Liz has some, but I wish I knew who the photographer was. I think his name's Dave Wheeler, but I can't find anything. Okay, so the next three are these three. Thomas gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. So this one, pretty easy. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay. Create. Start a poll. Smart winner. One, we got plug for the hair. We got plug for the light, and then phone holder, not a plug. There we go. So vote on who you think should win the smart category. Post a link here. You can't post links in Discord. You can't post links in Discord. Oh, here and in Discord. Okay, yeah. Yeah, unless you are a mod, I've had YouTube disable link sharing. It's disabled by default in most locations. Because, yeah. Shopify. What is Shopify sending me shit about? The hydro plug is simple and would take about, yeah, that's the thing. Like, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's like, it doesn't have to be complicated to win. Sometimes it's just nice to have a simple thing. And this we will give another 2 minutes. Although I think it's pretty obvious who's winning here. Yeah, Discord you can post links. It's YouTube you can't post links because YouTube. Why do I still have a bamboo hot end here? I gotta go put that back on the bamboo. Also, I'm so peeved that Canada Post is on strike right now because I want my little CRT monitor. Yeah, simple's not bad. Simple is fine. Simple is fine. Okay, I think we have a clear winner. Phone holder, not a plug. So there's our 2 winners. Okay. Congrats. Winner, fancy AF category. And then, where's the other one? Okay. Congrats. Winner Smart category. There we go. So that is that. Woo! Congratulations. So, how this will work? Oops, did somebody just become a member? Is my overlay bugging? Is the overlay wigging out? I think the overlay's wigging. Somebody become a member on their own? Or yeah, I think the overlay's wigging out. Oh, here we go. Here's the 3D Printopia photos. Yeah, this will be nice. This will be nice to go through. So yeah, so we will not do a contest in October, but there will be another contest in November. The theme will be props, cosplay, costumes, right? So did you print yourself? I brought them all downstairs. Did you print, you know, your Halloween costume? Did you print some Helldivers cosplay? Did you print, you know, whatever? Props, costumes, cosplay. Cosplay. That is the category will be for November, but October will be share what you're working on. So yeah. Hello, Beanie. 12 months, eh? Okay. Look what David gave me. I don't know if this is public yet. I'm hoping it's public. If not, I don't think he mentioned it wasn't public. I mean, we did it in the video, but this is the new F box. So they are making F boxes, printed solid. So those are a thing now, or will be a thing. This fits on 2020 extrusion, I believe. I don't think I actually have. It'll fit on 3030, I think, too. Do I have a piece of 2020 out here? I don't think I do. I have 2040. How do I not have a piece of 2020 out here? It's all 2040. I mean, yeah, it'll fit 2020, 2040, whatever. It's a dry box. You get a little thing where you can put dryer pellets in, which I don't think I have any desiccant standalone. Like, where does it go? This way? Locks in there. Put your filament in. This is some filament they gave me too. This is PLA with PETG colorant. It was like a mixed tape bad batch. And they're like, yeah, you can tape it. And gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. I will say, Nomad's office is a little dusty. So I don't know what I'm going to print with this. This is like a ghost PLA, they've been calling it. It's like not quite transparent, but it's okay, so let's see. Not quite transparent, but it's very so it does spin on this. So it does spin on that. Okay. So it actually moves pretty freely. You can put desiccant in there. The mold now has the seal built in. So the seal is actually built into it. And then it has little feetses. I think these just screw in. You can just screw them in anywhere. Oh yeah, they screw in like in the back. I think. And they can like lock together, I believe. That's cool. I don't know, I'm just doing this right now because I had it. Where's my LTTstore.com screwdriver? Did I bring it downstairs? I might have brought it downstairs. It's downstairs. No, how will I survive without my LTTstore.com screwdriver? I will have to use a regular non-lttstore.com screwdriver with non-ratcheting options. For the props and cosplay prints, resin is okay. It doesn't have to be FDM. It has to be 3D printed. Or it doesn't even have to be fully 3D printed. Like, post-processing is allowed. There will be a category for, like, I think what I'm going to do for categories is like fresh off the printer, which is basically like very minimal post-processing. Like, you're allowed to glue it together. You're allowed to have like a pipe or like some sort of like internal structure to, like, you know, rigidity, like having a dowel through it or whatever to hold it rigid, like if you're printing a sword. But like the majority of it is like fresh off the printer. Like my Gundam would be fresh off the printer. Okay. So my giant Gundam in the basement, that would be like fresh off the printer. And then the other category will be post-processed. And then where you're allowed to, like, so for example, post-process would be like my T-45 helmet. Okay, it's a 3D printed helmet, but it's been post-processed, it's been painted, there's stuff glued on it that's not 3D printed. And then the final category will be like ensemble piece, which is like a whole body thing. So that'll be like cosplay kind of thing. I don't know, something like that. Do you get an algorithm bump every time I mention my name? Like me, the Canuck creator? I think if I say subscribe, or subscribe to me or hit the subscribe button, I think the subscribe button glows, but I think that might be only on videos. So I don't know. Electronics fine. Again, one of the things I'm trying to do with the channel is move away from just being a 3D printed channel to more of a maker channel. And part of that is like, it doesn't just have to be fully, like, that's why there'll be a category for fresh off the printer. And then there'll be 1 or 2 categories that are like, yeah, it just has to be a 3D printed thing. And then you're allowed to do whatever after it's 3D printed. Is the LTT store screwdriver that good? It's a really solid screwdriver for working with electronics. Like, would I use it to work on cars all day? Probably not. The ratcheting mechanism, while pretty solid, isn't like the most robust ratcheting mechanism. Like, I wouldn't be wanting to reef on it, but it's really nice because it works on the small screws. A lot of off-the-shelf, like, hardware store ratcheting screwdrivers, they don't work on smaller screws. Like, the ratcheting mechanism needs a certain amount of force for it to ratchet. And like little itty bitty M3 screws going into machined mounts usually don't have enough to require it, but the LTT one does. So it's more geared towards electronics projects. So I like it. So voila, this is the new F-box. And apparently you can have like these will lock together. I don't know how they can do it, but if you have multiple of them, they will lock together. And they do act like dry boxes. So we have that now. Say hello to the F-box. Okay, let's look at 3D Printopia photos, everyone. We've got stuff printing for the Chube. So if you're wondering what we're doing on the stream tomorrow night, the Saturday night stream, the Venture XL is going to get chubified. We're going to upgrade it chubily. I need to print a new front face. Shoot, red PLA, red ABS. Your PLA, red ABS. Red ABS. You are Polylite ABS. You are probably soaking wet, but whatever. Oh wait, no, I already got, no, that's Petchy. Okay, I need to unload you. Home, filament, unload. We need to load filament in here because I got to print the front face for the stealth runner, because the one that's on there right now is the longer one, and I think the Chube uses the shorter one. I don't know for sure, but we'll find out. Yes, Chube Compact, the Chubby, if you will. Don't tell Luke I call it the Chubby. He doesn't like when I call it the Chubby. So let's look at 3D Printopia. Did I say there's another stream today? No, there's just the one stream today. Tomorrow will be the Saturday night stream, and then Sunday I might do a Twitch stream. Monday we're almost done the goof. The Chibi Chube. The Chibi Chube. It's, look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this dude. 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 Kawaii AF. Also, I found my 8mm Diamondback nozzle finally. So the Venture XL is going to get a mini tube and a Diamondback XL. With a 0.4 nozzle, it'll print like 45mm cubed a second clean. Like, I shared some pictures in the Discord of a mini tube, the chibi tube. Let me find it here. These are just screen caps from the stream, by the way. Where is it? Yeah, these are screen caps from the video. But this is a ABS Voron cube. I think it's 200%. It's printed on this Trident behind it with the mini tube, or the tube compact. And this is 45mm cubed a second with the Clockwork 2. So in this situation, the Clockwork 2 is what actually holds it back. The Clockwork 2 is the limiting factor. The Clockwork 2 is the limiting factor. So considering that has a Clockwork 2 on it, the Venture XL, that's probably, but that's with a regular 0.4mm nozzle. I don't know if it's a high flow. We're going to be putting a 0.8 Diamondback on it. So we'll be limited to 300C, but I don't really plan on printing giant PPS stuff on that. Time for a Clockwork 3. Maybe, I don't know. I did see a Clockwork dev channel in the Discord, but it might just be, you know, updates. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Or maybe I'm just talking up my butt. Maybe we're moving on from Clockwork. Maybe you all have to buy, maybe the Mark 8's returning. Who knows? Who knows? Clockwork 2 limits my Revo high flow. Yep. Like, it's not a bad extruder if you're building it with parts off, you know. But there is, the plan is to keep it stock for now. We'll see. If I got to upgrade the extruder, I got to upgrade the extruder. But if I have to upgrade the extruder, then I have to redo the mount, and there's a lot more work involved versus I print 2 parts and crimp 2 wires, and we're good. This drops right in. This is the cool thing about the Tube Compact. It's an 80-watt heater. It's a PT1000. It just drops into pretty much any existing system out there. You can even reuse your old thermistor and heater because it uses an off-the-shelf, like it uses cartridge thermistors, cartridge heaters. So it's just off the shelf. You probably can, you could just reuse what you have already, or you can use the 80-watt heater and PT1000 it comes with because, you know, why wouldn't you? But if you had compatibility issues, or like, you know, you're putting it on a machine where you already have a PT100 or something, you just put in the PT100 and move on with your life. Does anyone know of any fun, different front faces for the Stealth Burner? Like, I know there's the original one. I know there's the, is this garbage? Yeah, it's garbage. I know we have the original stealth face for the Stealth Burner, but is there like any fun alternative ones out there? What is this? Polylite ABS. Like, it's a front face, so it's not like there's any forces on this. So I'm not going to do like the glass filled ABS that I have, or ASA, but throwing that away. I mean, it's one winding around us thing of okay, maybe 2 windings. Yeah. There you go. This is like 40 grams, if that. ABS. It's soaking wet. Voron, GitHub, Stealth Burner. STLs, Stealth Burner, main body. Download. I've got like 4 full spools of PETG. I've got 4 full spools of PETG in the basement of red Buddy 3D PETG left over from the Gundam. I'm okay on PETG. That's my problem. I have an entire shelf in the basement filled with spools of filament that have like 100, 150-ish grams of filament on them. And they've just been there for like years. Like, that's my problem. I need to start like... sometimes it just ain't worth it anymore. Sometimes it just ain't worth hanging on to it anymore. Fill that. 4 walls, 5 top, 5 bottom. First modifiers, first layer. There's a setting for like one, is it under advanced? It's like 1 wall for the first layer. Is it infill perimeters? I think it's in here. Staggered seams, thick bridges, external perimeters. Turn extra perimeters on, needed. Only 1 perimeter, there it is, okay. I like this, only doing 1 perimeter on the first layer. What? Is going on here? Am I? What's going on here? It's 40% infill. Okay, download the part, download the raw file. Okay. Stealth burner body. Prusa core 1 high flow. Prusa. The fact that there's no Polymaker ABS profile is kind of annoying, but okay. What it? What is going on here? Okay, let's discard. Prusa slicer 2.9.3. Yeah, but it's my Prusa. 150 is still a lot. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. 150, like, there's a bunch of filament I'm saving because it's like, you know, polyalchemy elixir or something like that. But when you have like 4 spools of full unopened PETG, and then you have 1 spool that's been sitting there for months out in the garage collecting moisture, and it's got like 100 grams or less on it, Like, we throw out enough plastic already. Prusa ABS. Okay. So 40% infill. Okay. Okay. So we have 40% infill. Print settings. 5 top, 5 bottom, 4 walls. Balance 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. Okay, there we go. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why it had a little bit of an aneurysm there. But it appears we're back. Okay. I think Prusa Slicer just had a stroke there. How are you busy? Oh, wait, yeah. Purge more. There we go. And we're not actually dripping anything, so we're good. Although the sock can use the cleaning. That's one thing I should have grabbed. I should have grabbed more socks while I was down there. I need more Nextruder socks. Yes. There we go. What time are we at anyways? 12:35. Plenty of time. Auto retracting filament. There we go. Okay. So now we will send this to the printer. Set to connect. Core 1.1. Set ready, print now. There we go. Core 1.1. Damn earworm song stuck in your head. What anime earworm song? Okay. I think that's about it. How's that? That's coming along good. That is downloading. Sweet. We are good to go. We are good to go. Let's go to the desktop view. Oh, for the winners, 1 second here. Not memes. Winners will be contacted shortly. Okay, we're gonna go through the 3D Printopia files. These are David Wheeler, I think, was the photographer. They took a bunch of pictures from 3D Printopia. So we're just gonna go through them, look at them, comment, talk, stuff like that. I brought back goodies. We are gonna be eating good for content for a bit on the YouTubes. So I do want to change things up going forward with some sort of actual schedule on the channel in terms of what content takes place on what days. Build Tuesdays. Tuesdays are gonna be for build days, okay? So we're starting with the Recreator, okay? Yes, I know, Stealth Changer. I gotta print parts for the Stealth Changer because I just got all these mini tubes and files were just released for stuff. So Stealth Changer will take place after Recreator. I am printing the parts right now for a Recreator 3D kit. Mark 6 kit from KB3D. I have that in hand. I got most of the parts printed. We will start that build on Tuesday. Fridays will be some sort of community type thing, either a print and chill, show us what prints you're working on, what projects you're working on, that sort of thing. Some sort of community interaction stuff, maybe try and have a guest on or something. That's gonna be Fridays. And then Saturday nights are mods and tweaking and adjusting and like, right now, Saturday nights are a freebie. They could be anything. So build Tuesdays, community Fridays, freebie Saturdays. So that's that. The Twitch, if you're not following me on Twitch, Nero3D on Twitch. Twitch is for whatever. Anything that wouldn't fit on this channel normally, we're doing on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch, Nero3D. We're having a lot of fun over there. I like streaming there on my off days because I can just go live and do whatever. I don't have to worry. And it's quite fun. We're gonna be starting a game soon as well. I don't know which game. I kind of want to try Expedition 33, or I might go something retro. We'll see. Part of me has a hankering to play Mass Effect again. Anyways, so that's that. We also have the Recreator 3D. So we're going to be building that starting Tuesday. After that, we have a Stealth Changer we got to build. We also have the Core 1, or correction, the Cocoa Press version 1 to version 2 upgrade kit. I do have that on hand. So we got to print the parts for that. And we can start upgrading the Cocoa Press. That might be a Saturday night thing because it's chocolate on a Saturday night. Yeah. So that'll be a Saturday night thing. I've also acquired a C, Me, and C Eris. We'll figure out what we're going to do with that. But we have that. Mitch gave it to me. So we have that. I have a C, Me, CNC Eris Delta to figure out what to do with. We also have a print kit. We have a print kit. So we're going to be building that as well. We might do that on Twitch. And then I might turn that into a YouTube video because I think the little guy wants to build it with me. So we have the electronic sand table print kit. So I picked up some stuff to build and to do stuff on the way for the next little bit. So we're gonna be pretty good. Oh look, it's the Proton. If you don't know what the Proton is, it's the bigger positron. If you don't know what that is, watch the videos on my channel. I put the video out with this already. That's Kush. I think they're in chat still, or they were earlier. Tripod had his little laser that was making those little crystal cubes. That was pretty cool. These guys, I did not see anyone driving these around at all the whole event. So the Prusa tank was driving around. That thing was on batteries. That was pretty cool. People lining up to get in on day one. There's the team. Next year is going to be interesting because next year it's going to be at the Philadelphia Convention Center, which is a much bigger venue with, it's going to be interesting, put it that way. Setup day. I didn't see, I think I turned the stream off for a second. 1 second. 1 second. I think I clicked the wrong button. I went to click back and I hit stop stream. Are we good? Are we live? I think we're live. Should be live. Okay, we're live. I went up for lunch. I didn't see any bags on this table. They were cleared right out. I just hit forward and back. Yeah, I just hit forward and back. Hey, this guy's wearing a Voron shirt. Metalhead Printing was there. He had some props, and I think he was selling a couple things as well. Henrik was there with his always cool electroplating table. So Hendrik had his table out with all the little 3D prints that were electroplated and everything. That was pretty cool. Jan was there. Jan got sick. He was only there this Saturday. He wasn't there the Sunday. Or he left like halfway through this Saturday. Every time I see this poor kid, he gets sick on trips. But go subscribe to his YouTube channel if you haven't. This was pretty cool. It was just like a little slip on. It had a little servo to wind it up and on, and it looked pretty cool. It's a little art piece. That was pretty cool. Zany Maker Zach. He was at 3D Printopia or Murph a couple times as well. I think I've done a video with him in the past. He has like props and whatnot that he makes and sells. Really cool for D&D. If you don't know, this whole thing opens up. So you can like take off the roof, take off each floor. And it's basically like if you play D&D or any other sort of tabletop game where you need like a terrain, this is pretty cool because you can like fight through the building. So that's pretty cool. And also the his stand was 3D printed. We'll give you the biggest reaction. Some stuff, it's hard to say. In what way? Like, there's a bunch of cool shit. There's a bunch of cool stuff. Like this I've seen before. Cheaty, I mean, this I've seen before. All this stuff. Cheaty Machine. Live Q2 unboxing at noon. Woo. Foxy Box Tech. This was really cool. I can never remember what their booth is called. Midnight Armory, that's what it is. These folks are really cool. This year they went with like safari type theme with skeletons. If you're wondering, he got the suit on Temu for like 30 bucks. But they had all these like dinosaur skulls and whatnot. I want to print something for Halloween for the channel. Because I have the Venture XL, I want to print like a skeleton, because I know you can buy the Home Depot skeleton, but I want to print a skeleton coming out of the ground for my front yard. I kind of want to do that. So we might do that. So that was really cool. Sand Hills 3D, they had a Snapmaker U1. I finally saw Snapmaker U1s in person at the show, and I will say I'm pretty impressed. I think it's pretty cool. It's got some things that need some adjustment. All the units that already exist are pre-production units. They're not production units. There is some stuff they need to fix, but it seems really cool. It actually seems like, hey, for, you know, $1,000, it's a pretty competent tool changer. I gave it an order U1. You know what? Normally, I would be very hesitant to recommend a Kickstarter. You're probably okay ordering, especially if they're still on sale, because they're probably going to sell like hotcakes. Put it this way. There's a reason Bamboo is panicking and realizing they put all their horses in the wrong carriage, because they bet entirely on single nozzle MMU systems for multicolor, because they got everyone hooked on multicolor, and then everyone's going to go over to a tool changer and realize how crappy single nozzle multicolor systems are when compared to a tool changer, because now there's a cheap tool changer that they can play with, and they're going to realize all the downsides single nozzle tool changers have. Good thing Bamboo put all their eggs in that basket. If you're wondering why they released their new printer in August of all things, instead of, you know, waiting to Formnext. Everyone announces stuff at Formnext. Why do they announce it early? I don't know. Anyways, went that route to sell filament. That's purposely going down the single nozzle MMU route, because it wastes filament and requires you to buy more filament, which you also sell to your customer. That's some pretty tinfoil hat shit, I must say. I'm not saying I disagree, I'm just saying that's some tinfoil hat. And I have a tinfoil hat. Anyways, I gotta fix my tinfoil hat. First robotics team. 20 mil to 100K goal. Wolf average, when you're an established company, the goal means nothing on Kickstarter. They're going to sell it anyways. They're going to make it anyways. Kickstarter is an advertising platform. It's kind of sad. I wish Kickstarter would be split in two. I like the original idea of Kickstarter of, hey, we're a small team trying to raise funds for a project. And it's kind of a gamble, because with Kickstarters, you have no guarantee you're actually going to get the product or your money back. So it's a gamble. You are investing. Not all investments pay out. It is what it is. Learn what an investment is. But right now, Kickstarter is being used by large companies as basically advertising, because it's a massive advertising platform for getting the word out. Lee Smith Workshop gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Oh, what is beeping? Oh, my dry box. The dry box finished. I'm like, why is... Something is beeping at me. Why are you beeping at me? Let's use it as a hype platform. Yeah, it doesn't help that like creators go like, I don't get people congratulating companies for selling stuff. It's like, you don't work for the company. Why are you all posting like, congratulations Snapmaker on raising $20 million? It's like, I don't go out and go, hey, congratulations, you know, Gamer Subs on making 100 million last quarter. Like, I don't do that. I don't know how much Gamer Subs made last quarter. Buy some Gamer Subs. Use code Canuck. Save 10%. So they make less money, but you save. Go buy Gamer Subs. Anyways, long story short, like, but when a Kickstarter does that, it's like, congratulations, established company on making money. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm a boomer when it comes to this internet shit. When it comes to this all internet marketing bullshit. Anyways, long story short, I think this was like First Robotics Kids or something. Josh, Recreator, I have a Recreator kit. We're going to be building one, hopefully starting this Tuesday. You know, Apollo, I've gotten around to, I only drink one tub at a time now, because I used to open them all and switch, but then like they would start to dry out a little bit, or like moisture. So now I do like one tub at a time. Yeah, Index has been pushed back to Q1, although the design has been refined more. As Miyamoto says, it's a delayed game can be good, but a rushed game is always rushed and crap or something. I don't know. I don't even know if Miyamoto said that, but yeah. So we are going to be building one of these guys. It allows you to turn pop bottles into filament. How cool is that? So we're going to be building one of these. Did you see they make Carvera Z1? I've heard of it. I haven't looked into it at all. I have a Carvera Air, and I need to find more use cases for it. So yeah. So everything you see here that's kind of this looking is printed with recycled plastic, which is pretty cool. So it's gonna be fun. Problem is I don't drink pop, so I don't have pop bottles. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. Yeah, it uses an old ender extruder, which KB3D had to source. Oh, baby belt. LDO will be sending me a baby belt kit. So we will be building those sometime in the future. I don't know when, but we will be building a baby belt. Amolin was there with some filaments. The XL should have been delayed, but got a pretty bad rap simply because it was not complete at launch. It is what it is. It's in the past now. I'll be honest, like, talk to your neighbors about bottles. I'll just wait for recycling day and just walk around the street and grab a bunch of bottles. I'll just do that. What was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh, the XL. I've had no issues with the XL. Everyone that I personally know that has an XL now has had no issues with it, or issues that like all printers suffer from. Like, if your filament breaks in the Bowden tube, that has nothing to do with the printer. That's a filament issue. Like stuff like that. Print warping off the bed, clean your bed. Prusa's have some of the best PI beds out there. So if prints are warping off the bed, clean your bed. Put a little Vision Miner on that shit. I got a discount code in the link below. Vision Miner's awesome. Put that shit on everything. It works great. So yeah, I don't know, but I do know the early versions had some issues. I do know the early version had some issues. Oh, PIBA. Yeah, this is what there's a bunch of the balls. I'll be happy. There were less balls this year. Everyone's kind of moved on from the 3D printing basketball into the into 3D printed shoes. Isn't Teaching Tech? I have no idea. I don't really watch Teaching Tech. Just because it's not content I normally kind of watch. I think he had issues and then Prusa sent him a new one. I think. Prusa's pretty good at just replacing stuff if you have issues. This was really cool. If you're part of the community, this is Rain Motorsports. I did a video with him. He had a whole whackload of old printers. So I did a video with him about all his old printers. So this was pretty cool. Maker bought cupcakes and Ultimakers and whatnot. So if you're a member of the community, that's Rain Motorsports. I don't know if he's in chat right now, but yeah. M3D. With a bunch of little 3D printed stuff. This is pretty cool. This guy printed a bunch of furniture on an Orange Storm Giga. Yeah. Just happy with his XL now. Last week he was printing alternative. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, he's doing the alternative closure. I haven't had to close mine yet because I haven't had the desire to print ABS on it. So he's in chat. Rain's in chat. Oh, hi Rain. Yeah. So I did a video with him. Bubbly Belly Bonsai. These guys had a bunch of 3D printed guitars. It was pretty cool. If I was into guitars, I would probably 3D print one. The freaking damn droids. I want to build a droid. I want to build a Star Wars droid, but I don't know what. Because the problem... Oops, sorry, I muted myself. So they have these are pump carts, like the little, the little pump carts you lean stuff back. They turn them into little stands and sets to like lock the robots in when they move them around. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a chopper. I can't remember if this is live action accurate or animated accurate, but it's a chopper. So I want to build one. I have a Venture XL. I have enough room to print one. I can print the whole dome. I think you need 500 millimeters to print the R2 in one piece. But the thing is, everyone has done an R2, so I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. So I might do like a custom R2. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll see. Chopper has it. He has Chopper in Ashoka, I think. Chopper Ashoka. Images. Yeah, Chopper's in Ahsoka. Yeah. So. Yeah, so he's live action Ahsoka. Although I'm pretty sure they built a real one instead of CG, but yeah, he's in there. So it's funny, Star Wars nerds, because like this one's screen accurate. This one's accurate to the Clone Wars show, but it's only the second season accurate one. Because the third season they changed this Greebly on it, and it's like, okay. So the kids love these though. The kids love these. An Ed 209. Dude, if I could make a walking Ed 209, that would be awesome. You have 30 seconds to comply. This needs to go to Henrik. Henrik needs to get his hands on one of these. The mouse droid is also always fun. Everyone likes the mouse droid. So yeah, these were really cool. They were driving around. They have all the abilities to do stuff and whatnot. So that was really cool. A BR2U. What's a BR2U? R2U. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's like a droid driving something. Why? If the droid is a droid, why would it need to control the thing it sits on? That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Why does it need... you're building one of these? You're building a power supply? That's kind of cool. Oh, is this based on a Death Racer? Is that built on a Death Racer? Anyways, that's cool. So yeah, so there's a whole droid in Star Wars section there. Beer cans go in the back. Oh, beer to you. Oh, it's a beer to you. Okay, that makes sense. That's not Star Wars. That's a Viper. These guys were pretty cool. He was melting down filament, like scrap filament, into little cool discs that look really cool. It'd be really cool to see if you can press a vinyl on that. That would be pretty cool. I believe these guys both stream. I believe Moji 3D and Layer X Layer both stream. So I think they're on Twitch. Give them a follow. Pooch with a Prusa Death Racer, the big ones. Unspooled, that's what it is. The show's Unspooled. Lucky 13, I finally got, I want to print one of these. So it's the Lucky 13, everyone knows what Lucky 13 is. This is a pretty cool idea they had, where they had all the armor parts, they just printed in like white PLA, and they had kids like draw on them. And then they built them throughout the show with the parts that all the kids worked on. So that is pretty cool. That is something I may do, is just for the little guy. And just give him a bunch of markers and be like, here you go, paint your Iron Man guy. So. But yeah, they had all their stuff. That was pretty cool. Some school group, I believe. Oh yeah, they had the Pine Derby racers. That's right. First Robotics. Armored 3D printing. 3D and T printing. Bunch of Wexter stuff. I believe these folks are also content creators, so go follow them. You DM me a link if I want a droid. Let me see. Are they? Yeah, the Michael Bradley. Yeah. I believe, yeah, the Patreon. I know, because the Death Racers were originally designed by this guy too, I believe. Because this guy knows, what's his name? Sam Prentice. And Sam Prentice is big into the Star Wars droids and whatnot. So you can get all the files from this guy. He has all the files for like all the Star Wars droids. I may print an R2. We may build an R2 at some point. I would love to make that a big project in the channel. I'm a little disappointed that the Gundam didn't get views, but that happens when you try to change the content you do on a channel. But I would love to make a series printing the Star Wars droid. Print a clanker. Well, a clanker is the slang term for the battle droids in Star Wars. So clanker is an offensive term in Star Wars. Star Wars isn't real, so clanker is not an offensive term in the real world. Does that make sense? I don't know. Do a Canadian R2. I could do a red and white one. That would be kind of fun. Gundam was awesome too. It was. Yeah, the B1. The problem is with the battle droids. The thing I don't like about the battle droids, they're all static. Like, people print their K2SOs and their battle droids, and all they do is they just stand there. Some of them, the heads light up and they might have them move a little bit, but you can't build a moving one. And it's like, well, I want to make one move. I would want to make it move. So, Hedgehog makes that dude. It's a good thing he wears a shirt with his name on it, because people get us mixed up all the time. I wear a hat. That's how you can tell the difference. K2 Kevin with all his maker chips. Well, I gotta go to sleep. Well, go to sleep then. Take some melatonin, go pass out. They had giant pens at the booth. Liz. Go follow Liz. Go follow Liz, K2, and Zombie all on Twitch. Offset, Maker Lab. I think those were the guys that built the Prusa tank. The Corebot. Canadian R2 has to be wearing flannel. Sam print this. So this thing drove around and had enough battery to print for a couple hours. I don't know exactly how long the battery lasts. I forgot to ask because they were still trying to figure it out because they hadn't actually run it off battery power yet until the show. But it does drive around and print. STL Denise. If you don't know, STL Denise does all the 3D printer reviews for Tom's Hardware. So, Karen, I think it is. I can't remember what her online handle is, but she had all these little crab badges that she was handing out to people. This message sent from my phone on break at work. Man of the Croc, thank you for joining us during your work hours. The most important part of the day is watching in on the stream. Revo Point was there. They were right across from the Creality booth. Karen Chow, that's what I think it's just K Chow. I can't remember what her online handle is, but she does all these little cool pins and whatnot. You should go check out her stuff. Revo Point was kind of funny because Revo Point was right across from Creality and they both only had scanners. So that was there. Ibos was there. It's pronounced Ibos, by the way, not Ebos, Ibos. So they have their AMS dryers that are individual, and then they also have a dual version now, and then they have a version they're working with Big Tree Tech with, where the printer can control where it ties into their whole Panda ecosystem. So that's pretty cool. Green Gate with all their filaments. Good folks, always good to talk to. Big Jano with his chains. Hugh Forge. Hey, that's me. You can tell I'm leaning on something. That's me. I'm recording a video. Oh, this was the live stream, I think. I think this was the YouTube live stream. Oh, this was cool. This is an excavator that Tripod built. Please tell me there's more photos. It is actually hydraulic. There is a hydraulic system in this to actually control the arms and everything. It's pretty cool. So it's actually hydraulic and it drives around and it's got a hydraulic arm, but he also had the little crystal laser engraver thing. Hey, it's bamboo. This kid is a really nice kid. He totally purchased Games Workshop miniatures to paint. Oh yeah, it's heavy. It's solid. Digital Dragon. Ecovate 3D. They had a bunch of 3D printed clothes and whatnot. It was pretty cool. Overview of the show. Death Racers. Batman! So, out there with the Death Racers. I haven't built a Death Racer in a while. I have the kit. I gotta build one. It's been a while since I built a Death Racer. I want to build one with a gel blaster on it, though. So they had an obstacle course. This year, they added an obstacle course. And one thing I learned, Death Racers can't steer worth a damn. These things are like, not like, they can go fast, but I think they go too fast. I think people like, most people can't drive these. At all. It's kind of sad how bad these are at driving. Oh, that one's cool, the West 3D one. Also, I think, oh, he's wearing my shirt. Don't know who that is, but they bought some merch. By the way, you can get a cool shirt like this yourself. Link in the description for the merch. How are the Death Racer kits? I think they're good now that they've updated the files. So it's a little bit more of a cohesive ecosystem. The problem with the Death Racers, I don't think they're at the point where they either need to get a little bit more serious with the rules and everything, because it's getting a little bit Wild West, because like you have ones with like, you know, wheels. You have ones with the side wheels that allow you to do all the cool things. You have spinners, you have different weaponry. Like, it's starting to become like, you're gonna need categories. You're gonna need like an open class and like a limited class and like a stock class. Like, it's almost getting to the point now where they need different like divisions. But the problem is, I don't know if it's meant to be that serious of a thing. That's the thing. So yeah, but it was always fun. I went out there and watched them for a bit. It's always fun. The thing with Death Racers that I like the most, it's the best time to film videos because everyone goes outside to look at the Death Racer, so it's not as busy inside the show. So. They also have the bigger ones. I don't know what scale these are, if they're 200% or 300, but they're obviously much bigger, much heavier. Cookie Cat, good folks. Freaking David in his 3D printed shoes. This guy is apparently a really big 3D printing YouTuber, and I never heard of him before. I think it's 3D Print Doctor, or Doctor 3D Print. I don't know. I've never heard of him before, but he was at the show. He does shorts. So, oh, hey Joel. This whole skirt was 3D printed. It's all little clips. They're all 3D printed clips, and they all clip together. So you can you print them as sheets, and then you clip them together to make like your pattern. So it's pretty cool. She was wearing this on Saturday, I believe. So that was really cool. It's all made up of these clips. So that was really cool. Hatch Exhibits was there. I think it's Hatch X actually is their official name. But they make custom exhibit items. So if you go to them and like, hey, we are a fighter jet company and we want a fighter jet flying through our booth and we need a 1/5 scale of an F-22, but only half of it. Can you make us that tomorrow? That's what they do. They make props for exhibits and trade shows and companies and sets, and they basically do all custom one-off stuff. So like, this is a Joe Louis statue. They made this entire statue that looks like it's cast bronze. They made this entire statue in 3 days. A day to print it on the Massifit, a day to post-process it, assemble it, and then a day to paint it. They made this entire thing in 3 days. So they have a really quick turnaround time. I was talking with the CEO of it, and they're like, yeah, we've had like companies that are like, yeah, we put in a request with this one company to make like a centerpiece for our trade show or our event. And they had like 3 months to do it, and they called us like a week before the event going, yeah, they fell out, they can't do it, can you do it? They needed 3 months, you have 10 days, can you do it? And they're like, yeah, we can do it in 5. Like that's what they do. Really cool folks. But they have like 2 Massifit machines, 7-axis CNCs, wire cutters, EDM. They got all kinds of cool shit. They're definitely on the professional industrial level of like their clientele. They are pricey but good. Overture filaments, chube stuff, Pika hot end, slab folks, new product, the compact. It's not the chubby. Remember guys, it's not the chubby. So that's the chubby. Cookie Cat filament, good stuff, good folks. They donate to Make Good, which is, they help with 3D printed assistive devices for those that have extra needs. So they help with that program as well. They do like, you buy spools from them and they'll sponsor spools to them. So this is a good thing. This is something I've been looking and trying to get into, where they, you could sign up. It's like, hey, I have a printer, and if somebody needs something printed, you print them for them. So it's pretty cool. KB3D, I got the kit for the recreator from them. So Chris and them are always good folks. I did not know who this person was. I didn't see this walking around on the show. Hey, it's Joe. David, Joe. Core 1 with the MMU3 on top. If you're wondering why my Core 1s don't have an MMU3, I literally don't have room. So that's why my MMU3 is on the Mark 4S. XL. Hey, it's my Gundam. There better be more pictures of it than that. I think this was 3D printed, or at least partially the hat's 3D printed. That's pretty cool. Cheers, Gergerman. That's Georgia from E3D. Ellie, Cocoa Press, E3D folks. They have a new hot end. for the A1 series, and then they have other stuff coming out. So they had this Willy Wonka arcade machine where if you scored like 4 million points, you got a free kit, Coca Press kit. And I don't think anyone did it. And I think Ellie still has the top score on that machine because this machine lives in their office and she plays it a bunch. Oh, the border story with the Gundam. Okay, driving the Gundam to 3D Printopia. Guess what? Uneventful as shit. I packed it up in the back of the car. For those that don't know, I literally buckled it up in the back of my car. Let's see here. Yeah. So this is how I got the Gundam to 3D Printopia, if you're wondering. Okay. The giant 6-foot Gundam that I have that's in my basement, I literally just took its arms off and buckled it up in the car. The joys of having a prop that can move around. So that's how I got it there. I drove with it in the back of my car all through the beautiful driving into the sun. Look at Ohio. Look how beautiful Ohio is. Look at these while I try to prop my phone up on the dashboard. Look at these beautiful views of Ohio. It's so Ohio-rific, eh? Look, it's beautiful foggy morning Ohio. Wow. And then Pennsylvania. So yeah, so I literally, you know, had my car. There's the Gloop V2 that I built for Gloop. It was just buckled up in the back. That was the back of the car. Gundam takes up a lot of room, by the way. The Gundam takes up a lot of room. The Gloop V2 made it in one piece though, and it printed beautifully at the show, so that was nice. But yeah, the Gundam, I literally just threw it in the back of the car. Look at me smiling. I went to take a picture and I'm like, oh, I'm recording. So yeah. So crossing the border was like, hey, I'm going to a 3D printing convention in Bel Air, Maryland. And they're like, what do you have in the back of your car? I'm like, I have a 3D printer, I have my luggage, and I have a 3D printed Gundam, which is a robot from a show that's going to be at a booth for display. And I'll be bringing it back with me when I return to Canada. I made it myself. And they're like, what's a Gundam? And I'm like, oh, it's from a show. And she's like a Transformer? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go with that. I'm really not going to argue. And yeah, and that was it. It took me like 2 minutes to get across the border. I didn't go, no police stopped me or anything. There wasn't even an HOV lane between Detroit, Michigan and Bel Air, Maryland. There's a ton of toll roads, but there's not a single high occupancy vehicle lane. So I couldn't even like use it as an excuse to ride in the HOV lane. So yeah, so I got it set up at the show. So yeah. And then coming back, pretty much the same thing. Coming back, even less questions. It was just like, where are you going? I'm like, home. Where's home? I'm like, over there. And I named the town I live in. And then he's like, what did you have with you? And I'm like, the stuff I brought with me. I've got a giant 3D printed Gundam, my luggage. I picked up some samples and some swag at the show and an old printer kit. And the custom guy's like, okay, have a good night. Didn't even ask about the Gundam. Print kits, these are pretty cool. They send you a kit every month with an electronics project to build different levels. Yeah, I'm not Elijah level. Elijah got pulled in and like questioned and shit for 3 hours, and they made him actually prove he was a YouTuber. Me, they didn't care. It's funny. It's either I get a million questions and it's annoying as heck, or they don't care. I think it's like, it depends. It's like every 5th car we're gonna ask a bunch of questions about. West 3D, good folks. Micro Swiss, good folks. All kinds of hot ends for printers that I don't have, unfortunately. They're like, oh, do you want to try out this hot ends for like the Elegoo? I'm like, I don't have an Elegoo. So, Star Labs 3D, I'm losing my voice. Oh, 1 second. Okay, there we go. Wife's going to work. I know, I was talking to my wife. Talking to my wife. You don't need to hear personal conversations with my wife. My wife. Okay, yeah, she's heading off to work, just saying goodbye. Okay. Back to the pictures. Don't know who that is. Star Labs, bunch of 3D printers up. The Vertigo, this was at the LDO booth. I did a video with this printer back at Rocky Mountain. Jason! Proton, which is the bigger positron. Positrons, which is smaller proton. Protopasta, a bunch of filament. Unfortunately, I don't think I've ever used Protopasta filament because they don't really ship to Canada. Lightburn. It's a Mario. More D&D type sets. It's a Mario. Polar Filament. These guys, I gotta visit Polar Filaments. They are literally like 40 minutes from me. They are like right across the border. Yeah, there was Prusa wires there too. Yeah, Prusa wires. Maybe cut off. There's a Prusa wire like literally like over here. But yeah, Polar Filaments, they're like right across the border from me. They're like in Detroit. So 3D Fuel, E-Packs, cut off. Oh, cut off. Mingda was there. Didn't really, well, not Mingda, but a rep for Mingda, like a reseller. Troy, Michigan. Yeah, they're not too far from me. Weird Al, Polymaker stuff, drone, DLL, PDF. So if you want some really fancy custom frame for your printer, they do custom frames and colors and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if they just have stuff in stock and you buy it, or if you send them. I can't remember, but they do that. It's a Hatak, and that is actually like a whole Stargate thing. That's pretty cool. Core 1 robot. Filament Stories. Filament Exchange. Polar Filaments. They had a Gundam head. They didn't have the rest of the Gundam though. Gloop. Gloop, gloop. Hey, you can see my printer. It transported really well, no damage. We got it set up and got it printing. So that was pretty cool. Uforge. The Creality scanner. Dang it, I forgot. I was gonna talk to the guy to see if I can get myself scanned, but like every time I walked by that I had time, he was busy. So I think I just like said hi and that was about it. Liz, all her stuff. They have this wall here where like a bunch of them have little buttons, and if they light up and you hit them, you get a point. And if you get like 40 of them, you get a free spool. And Nick has always been on the top of the leaderboard because I think he just sets this up in his house at home and plays with it because he's always on the top of the leaderboard. This was the 3D printing cart derby entries, I believe. Macrobot. I would love to do little ant weight fighting robots, but there's no league near me at all. So unfortunately, that's not something I can do. That's a face hugger. I think these are self-balancing bikes, if I remember correctly. It was packed. Yeah, it was crazy busy. Every time I walked by, you were busy. So I was like, yeah, next time, and then next time. And the next thing you know, the show's over. Every time I finish these shows, I always go through the pictures and like, why didn't I talk to this guy? Why didn't I film a video with these people? Why didn't I do, like, I do that every show. So these are the antithesis machines, I believe they are. Fixed tool head, bed moves in the XY. So the tool head moves in the Z and the bed moves in the XY. Sean Woods. These are really cool. So this was in Hall B, which was like the overflow hall. Does not stock. Each printer is made custom. Yeah, so it takes a little while, but they will basically powder coat your frame in whatever color you want. This was the Delta with a fixed drive shaft, which is pretty cool. I did a video on this years ago. cybernetic hand. This is the up top area. You didn't see this area on the stream because the Wi-Fi was horrible up there, so I didn't even try. This with a bunch of other stuff. 3D printed cameras. These are pretty cool. I think they're film. Silver Sunbeam. I don't know if they're in chat, but they are part of the community. Happy Manufacturing. This printer looked really cool. I obviously, I'm pretty sure it's Voron based, but they weren't there both times I walked by, unfortunately, I don't think. Magpie, a mostly printed printer, kind of like a Rook, but bigger. Some classic printers. A dice! I talked to the guy who brought these printers. An actual proper dice. For those that don't know, this is the printer that inspired the V0. The Voron team, we saw this printer. We're like, can we do this with off-the-shelf stuff instead of required custom machine components? That led to the V0. So this is what inspired the V0. Yeah, and a rail core too. So if you're wondering, the V0 originally had a 100 by 100 bed, and that's because the dice has a 100 by 100 bed, I believe. So, yep, this guy. Talked to this guy for a bit. So that is the dice. It's heavy. It is a solid machine, but it's all like machine. This isn't stamped sheet metal. This is like 5mm thick aluminum plate. It's a heavy machine. There we go. Make sure, what is it, Jim? I think it's Jim. We got a Trident. No, that's a V2. That's a V2 with stealth changer. CRT video. These are the guys with the crazy light bulb. With like, I think the backpack was 185,000 lumen. If you were here early and you saw the short, they also had some Gundams, some Gun Plus stuff with like LEDs in it. These were the talks at the build platform. They had some robots for the kids to fight with. The drag races, that was pretty cool. Went out, watched that for a little bit. Action shot. Look how much the frame bows on these things. That's pretty cool. Most people don't know how to drive too. Action shot. What happened there? Did they throw? Oh, they went off a ramp. You don't fly so good. Oh, that one's all messed up. I mean, the joy is it's 3D printing, so you just kind of reprint it. Oh, I think they drove that one right into the wall. Yeah, they just drove them right into the wall. So you just reprint it, and honestly, I don't think there's a lot of plastic in these. That was yours and a stealth changer in progress. Okay, cool. They had a little chat up here. One day I'll be important enough to be on a panel. But then I would have to be on a panel. Diamondback. If you ever get a chance to talk to the Diamondback folks at these events, good folks, really good folks. So, Montgomery College. They had some colleges there too. At Club. Yeah, like I don't think I only caught like a little bit of the prints, the races. Bearded printer. He brought his giant dummy 13 with a beard. See, this is the problem. If you're the bearded printer, you can never shave the beard. It's like me. I can't change my logo ever. I can't get rid of this because it's part of the logo. What is that? A multi-in? Yeah. Yeah. Jim again. Droid builders. Yeah, the kids love the droid builders. What is that? Jeff? That's Jeff the robot. You can fight it. Jeff always wins. There's Mr. I'm going to do an announcement while you record a video. Every time you record a video, I'm going to do an announcement. Also known as Joel. He was the MC at the event. Grant. And the wifey. Vader. Just random Vader. Freaking poor Joe. Jeremiah gifted 20 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. Cheers. Poor Joe made an announcement at 3D Printopia. And it's like, we're going to unveil a new product. And everyone rushed to the event because they were all thinking it's like the Core 1 with the index. Amber, I can never remember. I'm horrible with remembering her name. I'm sorry, Amber. It's Grant and Grant's wife. So anyways, it's like, he's announcing something. He's announcing something. It was the space grade filament that they developed with a company. That's what they announced, but everyone thought it was the index with the Core 1. So yeah, this was packed. I think they also gave away a printer as well. But yeah, the talk was packed, and it's like, yeah, we're just giving away, we just announced the space grade filament, and then they gave away a printer. I think this person won it. So, oh, these are David's shoes. If you're into that, David, who's Joel's producer, good guy, worked with Zellerfeld. I think that's how you pronounce it. Zellerfeld. Oslin, cheers for becoming a channel member. Zellerfeld shoes, these guys. So David worked with them and designed a set of shoes called the D7s. Where are they? Search D7 by 3D printing. Yeah. So you can buy these for $189 or $209, but if you get the $209 version, they have the JoelBot logo on the bottom. So you can scan your foot and they will size these to your foot. So you will get custom shoes. If your one foot's bigger than the other, they will size for that accordingly. You just send in a couple pictures of your foot. The joke is that this entire company is set up just to get feet pics, but they do make good shoes as well. So win-win. But anyways, long story short, David was skateboarding in these for like a month straight, and they have no damage at all. So they're pretty solid shoes he designed. You can get them without the JoelBot logo and without the 3D printing nerd on the back. But if you want 3D printing nerd shoes, there you go. Check them out. I'll drop a link here if you're interested, but not being paid to promote anything there. I just think it's pretty cool. I have BQ shoes, so they're not as cool, but yeah. So those are the shoes. So he designed them. They're actually pretty thick because there's like a bunch of extra materials in the front here so that they don't get just for literally skateboarding. So they're skateboarding shoes. So Frankly Built was there. Those folks. Joel playing on his guitar or a guitar. I can't remember which company had all the colors that matched the Dremels. So yeah, these were the Robot 13s, the dummy 13s. So they printed all the internals out of like PETG, and then they printed all the armor parts in like white PLA. And they just had a bin full of markers and the parts, and kids would just draw on the parts. And then whenever they would get enough parts, they would put together a dummy with random parts. So it was actually pretty cool. Like this was a really cool thing to have at the event for the kids. 3D Fuel, that's who it was. 3D Fuel had all the color match stuff. So this was really cool. So that's an idea if you're ever running a booth at a 3D printing show or at an event and you do 3D printing. This is a pretty cool idea to get kids interested because you can have all the custom stuff. So I'm actually tempted to print this and do the exact same thing and give it to the little guy for him to color and whatnot. Oh, hey, it's my face. I did the face. Or I just did the front face and I left it and somebody else finished it with the rainbow and whatnot. So that's cool. Flames. Flames make it better. And somebody just stuck a lazy, just stuck a sticker on it. That's the inside of the DeLorean. This is Henrik's gold-plated stuff. Yantek. Mitch in his backpack printer. Every year it gets a little bit lighter and a little bit more efficient. JJ Phillip, cheers and appreciate it for the membership, becoming a member. Hey, it's my Gundam. There's me. I knew he took a picture with me in the Gundam, so there we go. Save that. That came out good. I love this fat cat print. If anyone knows the STL for this, share it in the Discord. I love this fat cat. It's so grumpy. I love it. Cocoa press. And that's it. That's it. How's the prints coming? How's everything coming along? That is printing pretty good. Bridging ain't the greatest, but it's good enough. How's that printing? That's printing pretty good too. Sweet. I don't know if I need to reprint the front face. I'm pretty sure the mini chube uses the shorter, so I don't need the longer ducting, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to play around with the offsets and everything. We'll have to re-zero the probe and all that, but time is at 1:30. Okay. We may be ending the stream a little early today, just because I got to take care of the winners from the community contest. So we'll aim for 1:45. So we got 15 minutes left. So if you haven't yet entered, at the end of the stream and every stream, we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. First link in the video description is the link to get into that contest. Go enter now. We will be doing the draw at 1:45 p.m. EST. That is approximately 14 minutes from now. So we'll do the draw at 1:45 and then we'll end the stream after that. And then I got to go take care of getting the winners, their prizes and everything. Creality's high machine. I heard good things about the high. Not like, I don't do a lot of Crealities. I only have one Creality printer, to be honest. It's a K1C. But I've heard the high works pretty good. It just has the same downsides pretty much all other single nozzle multi-material setups have, which is wasting time. So. So let me go, actually, while I'm up here, let me go walk downstairs. Let me go grab my chube. Let me go grab my chube. And I'm gonna need this. Hey, pupper. Where did I put the chube? Where is my chube? There is my chube. So yeah, so tomorrow we are going to have to go through with the Venture XL. We're gonna have the new mount for it because we're installing this guy specifically. So this is a Luke Slab Tube Compact, okay? They have socks for them. So these are actual proper socks for it. 0.8 Diamondback nozzle. Not a CHT or anything, but it is a Diamondback, so we should get a little bit more flow than a regular nozzle. 80 watt heater, PT1000, and it's a direct mount. So it's a rigid mount with, it's the same pattern as the Dragon, but 3mm, I believe. So yeah, that is that. So we will be installing this in the Venture XL tomorrow. We'll have to redo all the setup for the, not the beacon, it has the not beacon, cartographer or whatever it has in it, because we're gonna have to move stuff around because this is shorter than the Rapido ultra high flow that we have in there right now. So we're gonna swap that out for this, redo all that, re-PID to it, do all that, do some testing, do some flow testing, and then I can finally start building a proper profile for that printer, because I literally haven't done anything with that printer's profiles until like since we got it set up, because I've been waiting for this, because this is going to live inside that printer. Vent coils for it's just the way it's designed. Like this has, it's all stainless steel, aluminum, and titanium. Like for those that don't know, it has this right here. This little shroud here is titanium. This little V-shaped shroud here is titanium. So when it's mounted, usually air comes in from the sides. It doesn't blow on the nozzle or the heater core inside. So the actual mass for the heater is inside of this. So the actual like heater block is inside the shroud. So it doesn't get hit by cooling air. The only thing that does is the nozzle. And then you also have the sock on it to protect it from all the boogers and everything. And the sock locks in quite a few spots. So the sock's pretty mechanically locked in there. And then you have the heat sink itself. So, and for those that care, it's all made in Wisconsin. So it's all machined in-house at Luke's lab because he bought himself a micro Swiss lathe and he's all happy about his micro Swiss lathe, which means he has to use his micro Swiss lathe to justify the cost of buying a micro Swiss lathe. So he's been making a bunch of those with it. So yeah. Yeah, it's titanium. Let's check the Discord. Yeah. That's a creepy face. The mustache. But yeah, this guy does all the files for all the droids and everything. So if you want to build a droid. The problem is it would need to be something small enough that it could fit in the back of my car. So I would want a droid that I could fit in my car. So that's the problem. A full-size R2 would probably be a bit big. So that's kind of the downside of that. How's this coming along? I think this filament, you know, it's been running in the dehydrator. It's still a little on the wet side, but it'll be functional. You're not gonna see it anyways. The beer to you. Yeah, I mean, there's a few out there. But yeah. 40% on there. Yeah, but I would want something that's kind of canon instead of just printing an R2 at 40% scale. I mean, I have the big printer. I mean, I could do an R2, just moving it around would be hard. Like I have the room to do an R2, it's just actually having to move it around would suck. Because if I do an event next year that I drive to, I may actually do a booth. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, and the parts for the recreator that I am printing, I did pick up, Josh gave me a Ember prototype bed for my Prusa. So I've been printing the parts on the Ember prototype bed that put the recycling logo into it. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. BB-8, you could do BB-8, but BB-8's kind of complicated. I mean, there are 3D printed BB-8s, I believe. I believe you can do a 3D printed BB-8. It's just the fact that it's a BB-8, and so there's a lot more to it. Pit droid. I want something that would drive around, though. The problem with the pit droid don't drive around, I don't think. So, like, everyone knows R2. Everyone knows an R2 droid. But, I don't know, maybe a chopper? I don't know. We'll see. B2 EMO. What is that? Oh, yeah, this guy. This is from Andor, right? I need to watch Andor. I need to watch Andor. Droid. Those are pretty cool. K2SO. I don't want to do anything that stands up. Like any of those like lanky droids, they don't move. That's the problem. Chopper is probably what I do for mech droid. Ethan and I are planning a D0 build. What is a D0 droid? What, this guy? Building one of these? What's a D0? Oh, that is a thing. Oh shit, this really is a thing. Can it actually move around? Owned by System. I've never heard of this droid before. BD1. Walking droids are hard to do. Walking droids are hard to do. It's motorized. Oh, that'd be interesting. Chopper would be kind. What kind of droid is Chopper? Because I could just do a like. I know of Chopper. I just don't know. Like I've watched the Clone Wars a bit back when it was on like Toonami, but it's a C1 series astromech. Okay, so it's just a C1 series. Like doing a Chopper would be kind of interesting, but yeah, I know it's an astromech. There's all kinds of astromechs. I'll do whatever one has which one has the bad motivator? Whatever one has the bad motivator, I'll do that one. Chopper with the spy paint job. Ooh, actually that would be kind of cool. Chopper, spy. Okay, that is a bike with a pair of boobs on it. Don't show that. Okay. R5D4. I love how many people know it's an... I know it's an R5 unit. I just didn't know which one. Do an R5. Oh, that's even bigger than an R2. It's got a bad motivator. Just have it like have an explosion of a head. Just pop the head off every now and then. Okay, we got 4 minutes left before we do the giveaway. Woo! Have been taken over by Jedi Spirit to prevent it from being a droid taken by over R2D. There is so much, like Star Wars, like I know the whole joke with like Glup Shido and whatnot, but like Star Wars is one of those things that's like, it just can't be a random dude. No, it can't be a random droid that just happened to blow up. It had to be this droid that was possessed by this thing, and then Glup Shido came back and saved the day, and the audience freaked out. Like, Star Wars is one of those things, it's like, guys, not everything has to be tied into the lore. Like, this character didn't have to be at the Katina, you know, didn't run into this character like 2 weeks before he runs into this character. It's like, the universe is huge, but everyone in Star Wars knows each other. It's like, what the hell? A mini Tito build. Mini Tito droid. Somebody had like a little beetle thing that was on their back. Oh, this guy. Oh, that'd be cool. Little Tito. T3DO. Droid. Oh, T3 utility. Yeah, is that the one from? I don't know. There's a bunch of them. This one's pretty cool. It wouldn't be too hard because you could have it drive around on little wheels in there. Yeah, you would just have tank treads. Oh, that's cool. He comes in two sides. Look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. Oh my God, I want to build him. I want to build that. And then what's the droid from Old Republic? Droid. What's the droid from the Old Republic? T7. Is this the one from the Old Republic? What's the one from like Knights of the Old Republic? KOTOR droid. Yeah, it's a T3. Yeah, one of these guys. Yeah, this guy. That would be a fun one to build too. Because I did play Old Republic. HK47. Yeah, we don't need a clanker yelling at meat bags all day. It's a good PDF. Yeah, I'll check him out. Just pay the damn $7.50. I used to be part of his Patreon back when I bought the original Death Racer files. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. If you build an... Yeah, that's the other thing with the Astromechs. I'd have to hit up PCB Way to be sponsoring that. Because that build series would not be cheap. Like the filament, yeah, hit up Polymaker, I get the filament. That's getting the filament's not hard. But that would be something fun to do over the winter. Is once I get the big printer set up, get it printing, and we print a droid. Probably PETG filament, because the walls would be pretty thin, and PETG would probably be pretty good for that. So, and with it being a Diamondback, I could do CF PETG for a lot of it, which I have a couple spools of CF, the 3 kilogram spool CF PETG from Polymaker. So, let me see here. There's that fat cat. Spy Chopper. Yeah. Wally. Yeah, somebody had one of these walking around the show, and they had it on a magnet on their shoulder so they could just put it on their shoulder. That was pretty cool. 10 to 20K US. Bro, we're going to be using like drill motors that I ripped out of old drills I stole out of got out of Valley Village, and like Arduinos. We're going to be doing it cheap. How cheap can you build a droid? How many... Audience, chat, how many streams of sanding do you want to watch? That is the question. Pet GCF. I mean, I have, you know, I got like one up there. I've got, oh, that's Polylite ABS. Oh no, there's the Pet G. Yeah, I do have a couple spools of CF Pet G. So. Pit droid. The problem with 20K is aluminum. Yeah, the aluminum ones don't get me wrong. The aluminum ones look real nice. But the printed ones, that's one of the reasons I wouldn't want to do a droid like on R2. Imagine trying to sand that dome to like mere finish. F that. F that. I'd rather do a drone that has like a, you know, that's why I like war stuff. Like my Mando was like, you know, the heavy Mando, because then I could go heavy on the paint and make it look like, oh, it's military equipment, done shiny. So. I thought you started printing yours already. 25 spools. The Gundam was 50 kilograms. For those wondering, the Gundam was 50 kilograms of filament I received. I printed 50 kilograms for the Gundam. So 25 is half the Gundam. So, and that's for an R2. We're probably not doing an R2. I would love to do like the either one of the like the more obscure droid, but yeah. Yeah, I haven't finished the printer yet. You haven't finished your rat rig? You've had that thing for a while, man. Okay, why do I have a Cocoa Press shipment on the way? I gotta talk to Ellie about that, because I have the Cocoa Press upgrade kit already. Pit droids are fun and only like... Yeah, but the problem with the pit droid, they don't move. Like, the pit droids just kind of sit there. I want something that would be able to drive around. I could put like a camera in and, you know, drive around at an event. Pit droids don't move. They're just inert. They look cool, and this would be kind of a fun thing to build, but they don't move. Gonk droid. Gonk. Gonk supremacy. Gonk droid. And then we can flip him upside down and burn his feet. Mouse droid. Mouse droids are big. Mouse droid would be easy. It's just a black box with 4 wheels. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. If you did not enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, you'll have another chance on tomorrow night's stream. So. Oop. Oop. Control copy. Published. No more accepting names. Save. That. Copy the names. Control A. Delete. Control V. File. Save. And where is the Marbles? Marbles is launching. We gotta download an update. 1 second. So I have RC controllers. I have RC stuff already. I have RC controllers and whatnot. Like I've, you know where it is. I have RC stuff already. Like I've got like a crashed RC plane here with a Fly Sky controller. So I've got RC stuff here. I've got budget RC stuff already. So we're good there. I've got receivers and whatnot. So custom DRD from Farscape. That would be cool. A DRD from Farscape would be kind of cool. I like Farscape. Do like 1812 or something. That would be a fun little DRD. B2 EMO sounds something. Yeah. Just have it drive around at events playing Linkin Park. But I mean, in the end, does it really matter? Okay. Race. Our names, add names, clear, open, names, finished. Oop, add name. We got 172 people. Random, bots, 172. Off we go. Print a Stargate. I don't have room to print a Stargate. If I build a Stargate, then I got to build a puddle jumper and Stargate command and a guy who tells me to make it spin. Okay, so how this works, if you win, you get a spool of filament from POLYMAKER. But if I pick your ball and you win, you are the luckiest ball in the world because you also get a free hat. So good luck to this person right here. Old Man Kenny G, if you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament. If anyone else wins, you just get a spool of filament. Remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you like the smash button, ring the bell, and are subscribed to the channel, it actually makes your ball go faster. Not fasterer, fasterer. And of course, all of this is totally legit, real for real information. That is really true. Totally. Totally. A Malp. Dude, look, going back, as somebody who just watched a good chunk of SG1, or at least up to season 8, the Malp is so TV show movie prop coded. Like, it is such a crappy robot. Ooh, Stone Rocker. You're in the lead. It's yours to lose, Stone Rocker. Unless somebody snipes it, it's yours to lose, unless you fall out of the map here. Oh, Stone Rocker, you. Oh, you got somebody on your butt. Don't lose your momentum. Ooh, snipe it. Oh, that might cost you. Oh, that's 2. Oh, they're catching up. Oh, they're catching up. Oh, that was us. Oh. You got it. Stone Rocker. Party in the house tonight. Congratulations, Stone Rocker. You have won yourself a spool of filament from POLYMAKER. Find you here. Stone Rocker. There we go. So you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from POLYMAKER, along with our 2 contest, community contest winners. You'll also get an email from me. I'm going to actually need some information from you because I got to send you merch. So I need to purchase it myself and send it to you. So for those that gifted memberships to the channels or became members of the channel tonight, I appreciate it because I need to pay for the prizes for the winners because that's how it works. I got to buy them a hat or a shirt, whatever they pick. So I think we will call it there. Christian Burrow. Then why'd you put Stone Rocker? Christian, I say, put your name that's in chat. Your name ain't Stone Rocker. No bid defense contract. What? Doctor Who K9. The thing is, I'm not a big Doctor Who fan. I like Doctor Who, but it's like literally One Piece for British people. Like, it just kind of keeps going forever. And like, I haven't watched Doctor Who since I think the second season of, is it Tennant? Whenever Tennant got rid of his first, was it Rory and what's her name? She plays the bald blue girl in the Marvel movies. Anyways, I haven't watched Doctor Who since they left. So. A staff weapon from... Why would I want a weapon of terror when I can have a weapon of war? Okay. We are going to call it there. Because I got to send some prizes to people and do some paperwork. So let's see here. Since Matt Smith left, I've watched like a couple episodes of the old guy who I think he replaced Tennant. But I haven't like actually sat down to watch it. I don't really watch TV anymore. Like the last show that I sat down and watched the whole season was Murderbot Diaries. And that was like 8 episodes or whatever. And I just kind of binged it in a night and then I watched it again with my wife. So yeah, that's what I heard. Capaldi was good, but the writing was kind of all over the place. Like the episode where they're on the train and like the demons possessing or the aliens possessing a person or something. That was good. That's like the only thing I've watched though. I ain't missing much. Yeah. Like it's kind of sad. Like eventually the problem with a show where the winner always MacGuffins themselves out of every... There's never any real danger because they always just MacGuffin themselves out of every problem. It kind of loses its charm after a while. Like having the character that can just, you know, at any point go, oh, I'm free, or, you know, I totally, you know, did a thing that totally is saving me now. Like it just kind of, Fallout. Yeah, we got to get back to printing the Fallout. I got to finish the power armor. That's another thing I got to finish soon. Another reason I need to get the Venture XL set up with the tube so I can reprint the chest parts for the power armor bigger. Okay, calling it there. Shout out to POLYMAKER for the spools of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Link for them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel. Some of them like the POLYMAKER link just to help the channel. Others like the GamerSupps links or the 3D Goop links are you save a bit as well. So use code Canuck, save some money. I do have a Luke's Lab affiliate link as well. I got to add it to the list. But as it is right now, I think you just use code Canuck and you save 5%. I have the link pinned somewhere. Might have put it in the Discord, in the Hot Deals channel. I can't remember. And then for those that gifted memberships, became members of the channel, or just donated to the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. There will be a stream tomorrow night. We're gonna be working on the Venture XL, putting the little chubby in it, and I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you in the future. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. I need to go make lunch. I'm hungry.